Vietnam is advantageously situated in the heart of the Southeast Asia and is connected to the major cities of the region such as Beijing, Tokyo and Seoul through its capital Hanoi and its economic center Ho Chi Minh City. For nearly 3 decades, Vietnam has undergone a period of rapid growth and expansion to become a successful example of development. With a political and economic campaign entitled Đổi mới, Renewal in 1986, the Vietnamese economy made a transition from a centrally planned and subsidized economy to a market economy. Thanks to this transformation, Vietnam has turned into a country with an average wage in just over a quarter of a century. At the same time, Vietnam is building a strong law-governed state and promoting comprehensive global integration to bolster democratic ideals in social life. Vietnam aims to become an economic hub of the region and to participate actively in global value chains. In order to do that, Vietnam is focusing on 3 sectors: institutional reform, infrastructure development, and human resource training. Specifically, Vietnam will amend the investment law and law on enterprises towards becoming more open, equal, and free. At the same time, a series of administrative reforms relating to taxes, customs, social security, and business is also underway. By 2015, the hours spent on administrative procedures for business will have decreased by more than half compared with the current level and by comparison with China and 6 developed countries in the ASEAN. Vietnam is currently conducting large-scale construction of transport infrastructure, especially in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. In the aviation sector, after Tân Sơn Nhất International Airport, Nội Bài International Airport is slated to inaugurate a new international terminal with a capacity for 10 million passengers per year. In addition, Long Thanh Airport near Ho Chi Minh City is also under construction to become the hub of all airlines in the Southeast Asia with a capacity for 80 to 100 million passengers per year. Meanwhile, a deep water port system all over the country is also getting major support from the government and investors. Accordingly, the newly built port of Cái Mép Thị Vải in the southern region is operating with 80 million ton container ships. In the northern region, the Lạch Huyện International Gateway Port in Hải Phòng City will be inaugurated at the end of 2016 with the ability to receive 100 million ton container ships. In the central coastal area, along with Tiên Sa Port in Da Nang Province, the deep water port of Dung Quất and the international transshipment port of Vân Phong are scheduled to receive large container ships from countries in the East-West Economic Corridor, including Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos. Regarding the road system, Vietnam is currently constructing a 4-lane national route stretching the entire length of the country. The route will reduce travel time from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City by 1/3. Moreover, expressways connecting industrial parks with deep water ports all over the country are also being built. In the future, this highway system will connect to the Asian Road Network and link Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos to Vietnamese seaports and neighboring countries. Vietnam is the 13th most populous country in the world, with 32% of its 90 million population living in urban areas and 47.8 million at working age. Vietnam is attractive to investors because of its young population and lower-cost labor force. In recent years, several corporations such as Canon, Intel, and Samsung have based their production operations in Vietnam because of this competitive advantage. However, Vietnam wishes to enhance its workforce competency for better quality and productivity. It is aiming to have vocational training for 55% of its workforce by 2015, with the target extending to 70% by 2020. Vietnam has demonstrated its determination to integrate more in global value chains. As of 2014, Vietnam has participated in 8 free trade agreements (FTAs). Currently, Vietnam is conducting negotiations for more FTAs with the European Union, the European Free Trade Association, the Customs Union of Belarus, Kazakhstan and Russia, and South Korea. Moreover, Vietnam is also promoting and negotiating towards the Trans-Pacific Partnership (TPP) with 11 other economies including the United States, Japan, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, Mexico, Peru, and Chile. From 2015 onwards, Vietnam will become one of the leading countries in the Asia-Pacific region to participate in free trade agreements with 55 partners, including top economic political centers such as the USA, Russia, the European Union, China, and Japan. Remarkably, the formation of the ASEAN community in 2015 will provide Vietnam and other ASEAN countries with a free marketplace of capital, goods, services, investment, and labor. Once the ASEAN community becomes reality, Vietnam will essentially become a 600 million person marketplace. Through the implementation of free trade agreements, import tariffs will be cut down to 0 to 5%, and as a result, manufactured export goods from Vietnam will have better access to ASEAN markets. Similarly, Vietnam will have greater opportunities to export to foreign markets through its many other FTA and TPP partners. This will bring many benefits to the future Vietnamese export industry. Ultimately, Vietnam is fast becoming a promising destination for investors for a whole host of reasons. Vietnam is located in the heart of Southeast Asia and has the fastest growth rate in the world. It is one of the 20 most politically stable countries in the world, where continuous efforts are being made to promote institutional reforms. In terms of its economic sector, Vietnam has attained high and stable growth rates in recent years. With a young population and abundant human resources, with its open policies, the Vietnamese economy is promoting global integration and taking a proactive role in global value chains. In order to realize its goal of becoming an attractive participant within global value chains, Vietnam is focusing on attracting strategic projects with high added values. Vietnam is prioritizing modern and environment-friendly technologies, especially in the fields of information technology and biotechnology for agriculture. In addition, Vietnam welcomes large-scale projects from reputable investors. It is a country eager to join transnational corporations' value chains from which to develop its auxiliary industry. Meanwhile, Vietnam is also encouraging more industrial manufacturing projects. Other current priorities include developing its financial markets, infrastructure system, human resource training, research and development, and modern services. Vietnam is making great strides forward in improving its competitiveness and establishing itself within global value chains. It has a firm target to become a world supplier of essential commodities and become an economic hub of the region. As such, Vietnam is ideally positioned as the gateway to other regional markets. With its preferential policies and competitive advantages, Vietnam is welcoming global investors to accompany Vietnam on the path to prosperity.